Adam, hard-earned points, maybe not the quality you were looking for?
Let's try and put this nice. We'll try and put it nicely. Yeah, look, I'll be honest with you, I'm not someone that's going to dress things up and say what it's not. I said to the boys yesterday, these are the games. Newly promoted team, 3G pitch, all these excuses and blah, 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 blah. After the game, if you don't win and you take a point, people say, good point on the road, tough game, blah, blah, blah. I'm not having it. I've got to be honest, I'm not having it. We've got to win them games. I think yes, it's a good point. Every point's a good point. But if we're serious about not just being in the mix for a playoffs, but if we're serious about doing something special this season, you have to put them games to bed. They've had one chance. They literally had one chance, and that's from our error. And then we've had chances to win the game, and we didn't show a ruthlessness. We, as a team, as a group of people, we knew what type of game it would be. Hence why the team we picked and why we made the changes at half time, because it was just a scrap. I think the ball spent more time in the air than it did on the pitch, and we have to take more ownership than that. We have a way of playing, that's not it. We got sucked into, and credit to them, but they've been successful playing with a certain style. So I give a lot of credit to opposition for that, because for them it works. But we got sucked into their game plan, and we have to be better than that. I felt we was a little bit naive at times. It was a battle all over the pitch, and we probably didn't win enough. But then when we had the opportunity to get the ball down and play our way, we didn't do it enough, and then you turn the game into a toss of a coin, a percentage game that realistically relied on set pieces today, and we're better than that. I'm learning so much about this new group. I learned so much last week. My first time I've seen this group in this kind of environment and this time of game, and I took so much from it. So it's a good point on the road, as you say, but I want more.
When you say you've learned from that about the group, anything you can add to that?
Not really. I think some things have to stay within the squad, but I just think overall we have to know how to manage them games better. We have to know how to be. I want to see more purpose. I want to see more. I don't know what the word is. More oomph to make something happen, because they're the games where they're that scrappy that there's not a lot of quality. There's not a lot of chances. But somebody on the pitch has to make something happen in them games. Someone has to grab it by the scruff of the neck and make something happen. We brought an unbelievable following today. And we all want to give them, it's not just me, the players as well. I know how much the players care. They want to give them something to shout about after an away trip, but we've got to make that happen. We can't just get stuck in a game like that where, if we're honest, the ball was in the air for 90% of the time, but we allowed it to be, and we didn't grab it by the neck. So frustration for me today. We take the point, we move on to another game really quickly, but I've got a feeling of frustration today.
Pleased about anything, probably the goal, the way it was well worked from the corner.
Yeah, and how do I say this right? I'm 100% not a dictator. I don't manage like that, but what I am is I'm very structured, we're very detailed, and I expect my players to be very structured, detailed and disciplined. And when we are structured and disciplined, you get results like that. Everybody did the job, everybody completed the role, and you score a goal. It's the same in open play. For me, we came off script too much today, and people have to understand that we have a game plan, we have a way of playing, and we stick to that. You have to do the nasty stuff and the ugly stuff at times, but we have to stick to our way of playing. And it's nice when something comes off the training ground, but then we can see the set piece that was also on the training ground that can't happen. So loads of learning, and there'll be learning for the boys. But as their coach, as their manager, I expect more.
And you did have two good opportunities, one in each half, to have got all 3 points.
Yeah, look, and I think in these games, these kind of games are never full of, for both teams, for plenty of chances, because the ref had a new whistle, so the game was just stopped every 2 or 3 minutes. There was no flow, the ball was out of play, there was free kicks. It was a dead game, and in them kind of games, there's literally maximum 4 chances. You got to be ruthless and take them. And it played that way. We had 2 big chances. We had the corner we scored from, but 2 big chances we've got to take. They've got to be goals. And that's the difference from a playoff team and a champion. And look, I know what these boys are like. They'll learn, we'll improve, we'll make the next step. But like you say, it is a point. It's a point away from them, and we move.
They come thick and fast now. Game on Tuesday.
Yeah, I wish it was tomorrow, to be honest with you. I want to get this frustration out of my belly. But it'll be a totally different game Tuesday. A totally different opposition that play a totally different style of play. We need to, as always, 24 hours to analyse, get your emotions out if you feel emotional as a player, as a member of staff. Clear your mind, because tomorrow we're back to planning and preparing. So looking forward to it. I'm looking forward, said yesterday, I'm looking forward to these 2 weeks, because I'm going to learn more about my team in these next 2 weeks than I have in the last 7. So it's an exciting time for me, and I know that after these 2 weeks we'll come out much better.